Welcome to Bryer CD Showcase. I am Bryer Cisneros, and it's time to do another episode of Favorite Song Each Album, where I go through a band's discography and name my favorite song and give an honorable mention. In my last episode, I did Genesis, which did insanely well. It's currently my most viewed video on the whole channel. Thank you so much for those who watched it, those who left a like and left a comment. Overall, it was pretty overwhelmingly positive. Of course, there was one person who was kind of ruining it, but aside from him, everything was great. I enjoyed that video. It was fun to make, and that inspired me to make another one. And of course, for this one, we are going to talk about another very well-known progressive rock band, and that of course is Yes. Yes, we're talking about Yes. Of course, well-known progressive rock band from the early 70s, and they would even have some popularity in the early 80s, of course, with a different shift in style. But overall, Yes is a very important band to me. They were the band that helped me get into progressive rock, and I wanted to pay tribute to them. Now, if you notice the title, you are aware that it says 1969 to 1983. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't own every Yes album, nor have I listened to every Yes album. I do own one album from the 90s, and that of course is Union, but I'm not going to include it in this lineup because I don't own Big Generator, and I kind of like to do these in chronological order, so it'll be kind of jarring to kind of jump from 90125 to this one. And frankly, if I'm also going to be frank, I can't really name a favorite song on this album, so sorry. Anyhow, let's keep going. So like I said, we're only going to start from the debut album all the way to 90125. So without further ado, let's do it. Before I begin, make sure to leave a like on the video and also leave a comment below your favorite song on each album, and also give an honorable mention. If you want to do the whole catalog, be my guest, but we should have some fun here. Okay, so starting up, we are starting with the self-titled debut from 1969. Very strong debut, I must say. It's definitely not the final Yes sound, but you definitely have elements of it here. Of course, John Anderson's vocals are still really good here, and of course Chris Squire's bass is very high in the mix, and that's going to be a mainstay throughout Yes's career for the most part. So my favorite song on here, I'm going to go with the final song, Survival. Really great song. Starts with a great bass riff by Chris Squire. And then it kind of just goes into a nice, great rock song. It's a very good song. I totally enjoy it. And for my honorable mention, I'm going to go with kind of a slower song. I'm going to go with Yesterday and Today.
Why is there you when there are a few people around making me feel good?
It's just a really nice mellow song. John Anderson sounds great on it. It's just very relaxing, and lyrically it's kind of sweet as well. Yeah, I enjoy this album quite a bit. So that's the first album done. Okay, next up we have their sophomore album. I'm gonna have to censor this because again, I don't want to risk this channel getting taken down for nudity. Of course, we have Time and a Word, released in 1970, I think. Pretty good follow-up album. It's not my favorite Yes album of this period, if I'm gonna be honest. There's still some good songs on here. My favorite song, I'm going to be kind of unoriginal. I'm going to go with the title track, which is also the last song.
There's a time, and the time is now, and it's right for me. It's right for me, and the time is now.
It was kind of their anthem at the time, and it's a great song overall. I know they played live quite a bit, and it was kind of a mainstay in their live set, so good song. When it comes to honorable, I'm going to go with the third track, which is Every Days, which kind of starts with a very, kind of a jazzy sound to it, which sounds good, and John Anderson has a nice little slow tone, but then in the middle of it, it kind of picks up a bit, and then after jamming for a bit, it kind of goes back to that jazzy feel, which sounds great. So yeah.
Well, 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 another day. Well, 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 another
those are my two songs on this album here. Next up, 1971 with the Yes album. Of course, the first album to feature Steve Howe on guitar, but the last one to feature Tony Kaye on the keyboards. Yeah, it's another great album here. A lot of good songs. My favorite song on here, again, gonna be unoriginal. I'm gonna go with I've Seen All Good People. Again, it's one of their most well-known songs, and you know, people can say they're kind of sick of it, but I totally disagree. I thoroughly enjoy the song, and I love the part where after they sang the chorus, then you know, Tony Kaye comes in with the keyboard, which sounds great. I love that part of the whole song.
The queen to use.
So for my honorable, it's actually kind of tough, but I'm gonna go with the first track, Yours Is No Disgrace. Great opening track, loved everything about it. The whole band sounds in unison here, and definitely I would say this is definitely the first album where Yes are really coming to their own and really have their whole sound figured out. Okay, of course, this will all come to head when they release this album, which of course is Fragile. First album to feature Rick Wakeman on keyboards. Like I mentioned in a previous video, I didn't really appreciate this whole album when I first heard it. I only bought it because of Roundabout. But over time, I've slowly started to really adore this album. So when it comes to my favorite song, well, I'm gonna go with Roundabout still, because you know, it was the first song that kind of made me interested in this album, and it's a great song. It may be a meme now, but you know, I still enjoy the whole song as a whole. Like, great keyboards. I mean, the bass line is just iconic, and yeah, it just sounds incredible. For my honorable mention, I'm gonna go with the final track again, which is Heart of the Sunrise. Again, bass work, guitar work, it's just so, like, it starts with that quick riff. It's just totally gets your attention, and then it slows down, and then again, there's so many great transitions in Yes's music that is just, I can't really describe. I'm not really doing a good job of describing it, but you know, just know it's incredible. Alright, and then following that album up, we have this beast of an album, of course, which is, of course, is Close to the Edge. I love this cover, by the way. It's very simple. It's, you know, it's green. I love green, so I don't have an issue with that. Yeah, there's 3 songs in here, so, but that didn't really make choosing a favorite song any more easy, because any one of these 3 songs could be the top pick. So I was really conflicted. I'm still kind of conflicted now, actually. So I'm gonna go with my gut instinct for my favorite song. I am gonna give it to the title track. Again, it's a 20-minute epic, and honestly, it's not a song I'll play, you know, on a regular basis, but I can't deny just how it's just it's like one of the quintessential progressive rock songs ever. It's just so many great elements to it. It's just, there's like no dull moments. It's just great all around.
We relieve the tension only to find out the master's name. Down at the edge, round by the corner.
So Close to the Edge is my favorite song on this album, but for my honorable mention, I'm gonna give it to the second song, which is And You and I. Just a gorgeous song. I just love the guitar work by Steve Howe in the beginning with the acoustic, and then it builds up to this grandiose, lush sound, which is just incredible. So yeah, those are my 2 songs, and just so you know, just because I didn't mention Siberian Khatru. It doesn't mean I don't like the song. I love this song, but I love the other two a little bit more. But you know, we all have our own, you know, tastes. Next up, we have Tales from Topographic Oceans. This was another album that was kind of tough to pick because, I mean, every song on here, they're just equally great. It's not an album I'll play, you know, obviously not every day, but you know, when I'm in the right mood, this album it definitely fits the mood. So my favorite song on here is the final song, which is Ritual. Again, great closing track. Probably the most rocking song on here. But still has some great moments in here as well. For an honorable mention, I'm gonna go with the Remembering. I love that beginning part. Great little guitar thing. It's a pretty chill song overall, but great melodies on here. And this album has great moments, but it's definitely a hard one to listen through. Again, you gotta be in the right mood for it. But now we go to my favorite Yes album, and that of course is Relayer. I talked about this recently when Alan White passed away. But yeah, he does great on this album, and the whole band as well. This is the only album with Patrick Moraz on keyboards this time. By this point, Rick Wakeman had left, but everyone else is pretty much the same. My favorite song on here, again, that's similar to Close to the Edge. There's 3 songs, but so it was very hard to choose. So again, I'm going to be going with the first track, which is Gates of Delirium. Again, another epic track. Just absolutely epic. And I love the final section, which is called Soon. I mean, John Anderson just sounds so good in that part. He just so emotional. But yes, it's incredible. And my honorable mention, I'm gonna go with the final song, which is To Be Over. What I love about this song is just Steve Howe's guitar work. He's mainly using a steel lap guitar, which just sounds absolutely phenomenal. And especially towards the end, where he's just going all out on that guitar, and it's just cries out, and it just gets me emotional, I must admit. But yeah, those are my 2 songs on my favorite Yes album. Okay, next we have Going for the One. This album, I wouldn't say I love it. I still need to give it a few more listens, but I do enjoy this album quite a bit. And of course, this probably is no shock to anybody, but I'm gonna go with Awaken. Again, it's probably the last real great Yes epic, at least to my knowledge. You can comment below if you disagree with that. But yeah, how can I not choose it? It's just absolutely phenomenal track. And for my honorable mention, again, this was tough, but I'm gonna go with the second song, which is Turn of the Century, which is another slow kind of ballad type song. But again, it comes down to John Anderson's vocals. Again, he's just perfect. He just has a perfect voice for this band, and you're just mesmerized by it, no matter what song he sings. So yeah, those are my 2 songs off Going for the One. Okay, we don't have much left. We only have 3 more to go. Okay, so now we get to Tormato. And I would say this is definitely the first kind of disappointing Yes album. There's a lot of songs that definitely aren't as strong as previous records. But there's still some decent songs on here. So when it comes to my favorite song, This one's kind of polarizing. I hear some people love it, some people hate it. I'm gonna go with Don't Kill the Whale. I like this. I really do like the song. It's a great, it's a great little number. It's nothing, spectacular, but hey, it's still a catchy song. I enjoy it. And then when it comes to the honorable, I'm gonna go with kind of one that not many people talk about. I'm gonna go with Release Release. I do enjoy that song. I don't really have much to say on it, honestly, but I like it. It's a good song, but overall, Tornado, definitely not up to par when it comes to the standards Yes has kind of set themselves in. And next up we have Drama. John Anderson's no longer in the band at this point, so now we have Trevor Horn, of course, from the Buggles, of course, who are famous for the song The Video Killed the Radio Star.
They took the credit for your second symphony, rewritten by machine on new technology.
And of course, along with Trevor Horn, you have Jeff Downs, also from the Buggles. Very interesting album. I definitely need to listen to it more, but I know a lot of Yes fans do enjoy this one. But yeah, I like it. My favorite song on here, I'm gonna go with Into the Lens. I think that's a great song. Trevor Horn, he's no John Anderson, but I like his voice. I think he fits somewhat well here. So I enjoy Into the Lens, great song.
Take heart, I could never let you go.
For my honorable mention, I'm gonna go with the first song, which is Machine Messiah.
Agent of always resenting the pace of the dawn. All of them standing in line.
Again, this album's not, it's no classic Yes in my opinion, but there's still some great moments here. And I don't have a problem with Trevor Horn on vocals. I think he fits pretty well here. So yeah, I do dig this album a bit. All right, and then finally, to finish us out for this installment, again, we might do a part 2. I don't know when, not soon, I must say. But we're finishing off with 90125, which is a very polarizing album in the Yes camp. Again, people either like this album or they absolutely despise it. I like this album. I'm one of the people that do enjoy this one, but there are some songs that I don't really care for. So when it comes to my favorite song, there's no question. My favorite song here is Changes.
I'm moving through some changes. I'll never be the same.
It's actually funny because the beginning of the song I didn't know for quite a while, but this beginning of the song is actually sung by Trevor Rabin, who took over Steve Howe's on guitar at this point. And he's actually a good singer. I actually enjoy Trevor's voice. Somewhat similar to John Anderson's, but still slightly different to where it's not exactly the same. But yeah, I love Changes. I love the beginning where it kind of builds up to the beginning of the song. And I already mentioned Trevor Rabin's voice. And the chorus is very catchy as well. But yeah, Changes, great song. And for my honorable mention, yeah, I'm gonna go with the big hit, Owner of a Lonely Heart. Yep. Maybe overplayed, but I enjoy the song. It's a great song. I can play the beginning riff on bass. I'm not gonna show now, but yeah, great. It's a good album. I like it. Good stuff. So there you have it. Those are my favorite songs from each Yes album from 1969 to 1983. Again, in the comments below, let me know what your favorite song are in each of these albums. Again, if you want to do the whole catalog, be my guest. If you want to suggest any later Yes albums I should probably check out, let me know of that too. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. We're almost there to 100. We are about 5 more to go, so let's see if we can do this. So again, thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.